Thank you and welcome to Impact, our Zoom edition. We hope everyone has been having a great week and y'all been killing it in school. If you were with us last week, we took a look at the word impact and wrote down ways we could impact our home, our schools, our community, and our futures. One of the responses I liked that defined impact was to leave a mark. And we'll get back to that one later. So our main theme is impact. Our impact topic for today is influence. Think of what pops in your head when you hear influence. As people are going on strike and jobs are scrambling to keep employees, there's an ongoing job field that impacts us every day. Do y'all know any of these people? This newer job is called being an influencer. These individuals create content to do what? To influence. And what does influence mean? Influence is the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something. And if y'all remember those dad jokes, they got everybody going, And that's what influence does. It causes a change in thought and behavior. Influence has the power to persuade. And the Bible shows us a lot about influence. For example, 1 Corinthians 15:33, don't be deceived by foolish people. Bad company corrupts good character. That's an example of the people around us who can influence us to think or do things that are not good for us. If you have friends that you get in trouble with, either it's you or it's them that's the bad influence. Like we tell our kids, you can't control someone else's behavior, but either you're going to be a good influence or you're just going to be an infection. And ain't nobody want no infection. So how influence relates to impact is that they both make a difference. Impact answers a lot of the what questions. What can I do? Or what can I add? Or what can I take away? Or what can I offer? Influence answers the who questions. Who's doing that? And who's going there? And who has this routine? And who said these things that helped me to do this or change my thought? So by nature, impact brings two things together. That's an impact, two things coming together. A food drive brings both the food and the community to the same space at the same time. A music fair brings both music and people. So impact brings two things together by nature. It's an active force that causes two things to collide. And by nature, influence brings change in thought and behavior. So impact is something you leave and influence is something you live. So if my son were to say, my dad left an impact in my life, you might think that I'm not around anymore. But if you were to say my dad is my biggest influence, you wouldn't think that I was gone. You think I'd still have some type of proximity. And since we're all here, ask yourself, who influences you the most and who do you influence the most? Who influences you the most and who do you influence the most? And when it comes to impact, what kind of impact do you want to leave behind? What do you want people to say about you when it comes to the impact that you left behind?